What's up, guys, and welcome back to another video. It's your girl, Sarah, and this is our April book chat. We are officially 4 months through the year. We are in May. So we're going to go and do our April book chat. So April was a month for me, okay? It was busy, it was crazy, but in a good way. New jobs, a lot of things going on. So I did not get to read as much. Like, it took me like a week and some change to get through a book. So our book stack is short, but that's okay. It is okay. We have 3 books for the month of April. So we're going to go through that. So this is going to be a quick one. It's going to be a quick one for you guys. The first one is The Weekend Retreat by Tara Laskowski. So let's get into it. Every year, the illustrious Van Ness siblings, heirs to a copper fortune, gathered at their secluded winery estate for a joint birthday celebration. It's a tradition they've followed nearly all their lives, and now they are back with their significant others for a much-needed weekend of rest and relaxation away from the public spotlight. With lavish comforts, gorgeous scenery, and indulgent drinking, the trip should be the perfect escape. But it soon becomes clear that even a remote idyllic getaway can't keep out the problems simmering in each of their lives. As old tensions are reignited, the 3 couples are pushed to the edge. Will their secrets destroy them, or will they destroy each other first? And who's been watching them from beyond the vineyard gates? When a torrential rainstorm hits, plunging them into darkness, the answers prove all too deadly. Okay, so one thing I'm going to say, all the books this month was like when you thought it was over. Like, that was a theme for the month, and very unintentional, because I literally just read the books in the order that I buy them. So I don't know what the theme is necessarily going to be unless it says it on the back, but that's not like a theme. But I'm just saying, in general, every time I was like, okay, we know what happened, there's more. And I'm like, it's just too much. So this one, I would say, out of all 3 of the books, this one was cool. Like, it started the month off great. I wasn't disappointed. I did after I read the book, because this is what I will do. I will read reviews of a book after I've read it, because honestly, I feel like sometimes when I read reviews, I'm like, can you guys just enjoy a story? Can the story just be a story? Everything does not have to be broken down and analyzed. We just want some nice thrills. We just want some nice mystery. Like, and sometimes they like expect it to be like this big thought-provoking thing, and I'm like, it's a stab, okay? You don't have to make it that deep. So I don't like to read reviews because they just piss me off. And I'm like, y'all rating these books low when, I mean, come on. But anyway, this book was cool. So here's my issue. Everybody in this family, everybody in this daggone book was slimy in a way. Like, it's crazy because there's some people who just think that they are just the perfect person and they're doing things. And it's like, but you're slimy too. And the way you went about things just makes it even worse. At least some people just kind of stand in it. And the thing is, the person that I feel that was supposed to be like the villain, yeah, she had her like asshole-ish ways, but you completely dismiss something that she told you just because you were looking for something you didn't have and you felt like you found it. The thing is, I actually like called what was gonna happen before like the actual thing, and I did it kind of like, oh, I already know, like, I bet this is what the whole dun dun dun, like the plot twist is gonna be. It actually happened to be the plot twist, and I was like, dang. But this person that they're talking about, who's been watching them beyond the vineyard gates, what makes that so crazy is that person is like, but you so big mad at people who literally didn't do anything to you. Like, when you read it and you find out why they're like doing this, it's like, but how is that their fault? And all this foolishness. But like I said, none of the people in this book were like doing the right thing. Everybody was pretty much, all of them had their faults. And as much as they tried to make it seem like they were the ones trying to do the right thing, they weren't. The next one, it gets better, y'all. What Lies in the Woods. This is by Kate Alice Marshall. I actually want to read more books by her. This one actually kind of made me sad, because I was like, dang, like, people are really psycho. And because of their psychoticness, like literally like psycho, you know how like those people could stab you and then be like, he, I stabbed you? Like that kind of psycho. Because of that, like they literally hurt so many other people and literally like it hurt my heart. And the other thing is, like, sometimes you gotta be able to stand up to people with money, because there's like a character in here where it's like, oh my gosh, you're like, oh, I love you, and then it's like, but you were so afraid to like be like, no, I'm not getting in the middle of this. It made you bad, but you'll figure out who these people are. Anyway, Naomi Shaw used to believe in magic. 22 years ago, she and her best two friends spent the summer roaming the woods, playing a game that became an obsession and a refuge. That sanctuary was shattered when Naomi was attacked. Miraculously, she survived her stab wounds, and the girls' testimonies put away a serial killer. They were heroes, and they were liars. Now, after fresh tragedy strikes, Naomi sets out to discover what really happened in the woods, no matter how dangerous the truth turns out to be. I really liked it. Like I said, I want to read other books by her. I truly was like, I can't take any more like twists, because it was one thing after another. You never, like, you thought you were at the end, and then they're like, but wait, there's more. But in a good way. So I highly recommend this one. Like I said, the books got better. This, out of all of them, I don't know, this one and the last one are probably neck and neck as my favorite reads for the month, but like for different reasons. This one, Wrong Place, Wrong Time by Gillian McAllister. Now, my favorite person, my favorite book lady at the local bookstore that I go to, and yes, I do know her name. I just don't want to put her name out there just in case, like, I don't know. Anyway, she actually recommended this book to me when I first started reading it. I read it, I was like, yeah, okay. And I went to another bookstore on one of my local bookstore hauls, shopping, and the lady was like, this one's really good. People really like her books. So I was like, okay, I'm going to get it. I am going to get more books by her because I like this book. Now, I will say, if you're it's not a slow burn, but it's not like big thrills around the corner. It's literally like you trying to figure out, it's really more of a mystery because you're really trying to figure out what happened at the beginning of the book. So it starts out with the action, and then you're just going back trying to figure out, like, why did this thing happen? But the crazy thing, as you go back, you keep finding things out, and you're just like, what? Wait a minute, huh? Like, I actually had to think, because the book is what confused me is the book is literally going in multiple times. So, like, you're in the present, you're in the past, and then at some point you think you're in the present, but you're really not. Like, and I like that. But, like, it took me a while to realize at one point that I wasn't really in the present, and I was in the past. But literally, they're things. And I'm like, oh. And when you think, like, someone's good, and you're like, oh, but they're bad, but then you're like, oh, maybe not. Like, I loved it. So, the back of the book, can you stop a murder after it's already happened? Late October after midnight, you're waiting up for your 18-year-old son. He's past curfew. As you watch from the window, he emerges and you realize he isn't alone. He walks toward a man and he's armed. You can't believe it when you see him do it. Your funny, happy teenage son, he kills a stranger. Right there on the street outside your house. You don't know who, you don't know why, you only know your son is now in custody. His future is shattered. That night you fall asleep in despair. All is lost until you wake. And it is yesterday. And then you wake again. And it is the day before yesterday. Every morning you wake up a day earlier, another day before the murder, with another chance to stop it. Somewhere in the past lies an answer, the trigger for this crime, and you don't have a choice but to find it. Like, when I tell you, like, this is like, and it's not Groundhog Day. Well, I guess it's kind of Groundhog Day because she's reliving a day. But, like, literally, like I said, every single day, it's like a day earlier. And you're just, and I feel like I understand because I was talking to my friend at the bookstore, and she was like, who works at the bookstore, she was like, yeah, like, I got into it a couple pages, but I didn't finish it because it seemed to move slow. And I was like, yes and no. So it is kind of slow because you're going back, but every single time you go back, you find out something new, and you're like, oh, snap. Like, wow, that's why that is, or that's the little piece that I was supposed to pull from that day. And that makes the book good. So it's not Groundhog Day in the sense that reliving the same exact day, but like I said, she's going back until she figures out like why this thing happens. And y'all, when y'all figure out like who actually is the cause, it's just like, dang, I didn't see that coming. And then the book ends, but then does it really end? Because then it throws something else, and I'm like, dang. So that's what happened. So yeah, I actually really like this book, and like I said, I'm going to be reading more books by her. So I think, yes, that's a woman. So those are all the books that I read for this month. Like I said, a small stack. I actually have a fourth one that I am reading, but I just didn't finish it, so I'm not going to include it in this one. I will include it in the next one. But these are the ones that I read this month. What did you guys get into? What are your book plans for May? I have something coming for you guys, and I think you're going to really like it because it's a little different. So I think you guys will enjoy it. I hope you will, because I am. But yeah, so I was going to say something. I don't even know what the hell I was going to say. Yeah, so we're just going to... I'm going to stop talking right now. So I hope you guys enjoyed this one. My name is Sarah, like I said before. For those of you who are new, stick around. Join the family. We'd love to have you here. For those of you who keep coming back and you do the things to make sure you know to come back, thank you so much. I love you. And I'll see you in the next one.